Gamers, welcome to the stream. Jake Oblong, hello. Hello to you. Thank you for being here, whether you're here live, whether you're checking out the VOD later on. Welcome to the stream. I need to mute my own stream. My goodness. We're so back. I kind of can't believe that this is an announcement I'm going to be able to make. I hoped something like this would happen. I never, in my wildest dreams, thought it could happen so soon. It's big. But I need to tell you a little bit of a story. I need to take a step back. We've got Pokemon Soul Silver original soundtrack. I've got some Coronas. Oh, we're big chillin'. So what are we here to talk about? Well, I've been in the Smash scene for a while. Got out of the Smash scene, got into the Pokemon scene. Angelo, welcome to the stream. Enjoyed spectating. Enjoyed watching Jimothy cool content, as we all do. And eventually got into playing, got into commentating, got involved with Revival tournaments, started my own channel. And as of late, I've gotten more into competing as well. Getting on the ladder, I entered that Emerald Open 5 draft tournament. And at least made it out of pools and then burned out immediately. But I've been team building, I've been having a lot of fun playing. And what I really wanted to do, and I realized this like a month or so ago, everybody's talking to me about all these different leagues that you can join. These like team-based leagues where you're playing on a team. It's a league format, multiple weeks. The teams accrue points and such. And I'm like, that sounds so awesome. Because like normally you're playing for yourself. Scyther KIR. This is a huge announcement. This is going to be big. Everybody's telling me about all these different leagues. And if you follow competitive Pokemon, you've heard of SPL. You've heard of Smogon Premier League. Well, the announcement has nothing to do with SPL. But everybody was reaching out to me and saying, I need to get into Mushy League. I need to join Mushy League. And the announcement today is not that I am in Mushy League, which I am. I am on the Lavender Murkrows, and I have a match this Sunday. I might live stream it. I might just post a VOD of me playing. That's exciting stuff. The cool thing about Mushy League, it's a league for Generation 3 OU, where everyone who signs up gets drafted to a team. Everybody gets to play. That's kind of the coolest part, is it's kind of where you start out. Not everybody's going to be in SPL playing against, you know, ABR, BKC, McMegan, Triangles, these like legends of the game. You got to work your way up. And Mushy League is kind of where a lot of players who are now in SPL kind of, you know, get experience, start out. So I am in Mushy League. But I also, you know, for shits and gigs, I signed up for something else. I put my hat in the ring, so to speak, for a separate league tournament called ADVPL. ADVPL is kind of like the middle ground between SPL. SPL is like, this is like the top of the top. This is it. And Mushy League is like, everybody's invited. It's not exclusive. We're all here to have fun, learn, and improve. ADVPL is like just a step below SPL. And like I was describing before, it's a team-based tournament. There's 8 teams. They've got a manager and an assistant manager. And after everybody signs up, they draft players. You have a certain amount of points that you can use to draft players, and it's an auction format. So someone's like, okay, BKC. All the different teams start wagering how much they're willing to pay to get BKC on their team. And you just keep going up, knowing that you only have a finite amount of points to buy additional players. You have to get a certain minimum number of players. We're not here to get into like the weeds of how it all works. But I'm looking at ADVPL, and I'm a newer player, right? I'm a commentator. I'm a content creator first and foremost at heart. And I thought to myself, I'm just gonna sign up. It can't hurt. Like, worst case scenario, I don't get picked. That's fine. I thought, you know, maybe there's a chance, though. Maybe, you know, once everybody mostly has their teams and we're getting down to the last couple picks, Maybe somebody grabs me as like a meme pick, like, oh yeah, this guy's got a YouTube channel. Maybe he'll do content for the team or something. Because once you start drafting the last few players, not everybody's going to play every single week in ADVPL. You have more players than there are matches per week. So I'm thinking maybe I could sneak in there as a bit of a meme pick, a locker room guy, if you will. I'm there to hang out, have fun, cheer on the rest of the team. And that's what I was hoping would happen. These are the teams, by the way. Aquacord Anglerfish, led by C and H class. And I'll tell you guys off rip, this is ADVPL 5. This is the 5th installment of this league. I've been told, and I believe this is true, that the Aquacord Anglerfish by my buddy H-Clad and C, another legendary player and team builder, they've literally won all of the first 4 iterations of this tournament. So you got 7 damn teams here gunning for them, coming for their throats, trying to do all they can to not allow them to 5-peat. Has anybody heard that term? Have you heard the term 5-peat before? I sure haven't. I have not heard 5-peat in my day. Crazy. Goo Goo Claydolls by Saro and Lions. Haven't heard of these guys. I have heard of Empo and Jabba, the degenerate Delibird managers. Whirlin Kingdras, Spartoi Elites, Sky Pillar, Salamances, Locked In Magnetons, and a flock of seagulls. So the way this worked, you get to retain players from last iteration. I think you get to retain up to 2 players, and somehow they determine how much you have to spend to do so. It is costly to retain players, but eventually there was a day a week or 2 ago, maybe it was 2 or 3 weeks ago now, where the auction happens live on Smogon. And one at a time, every single team takes turns nominating a player to be auctioned, to be selected. And if a player is nominated, then they're going to get picked by somebody. It starts at like 3,000 points, I think. And then you go through, and you go so on and so forth. And I was sitting there for like 3 hours, refreshing my phone, looking, just sitting on my damn couch, like maybe someone's going to grab me. Who fucking knows, right? And it didn't happen. I was not selected, unfortunately. I wasn't surprised. Again, that was the expected outcome. I was a little disappointed. I was a bit disappointed, but looking back, a part of the reason I suspect I may not have been picked. Let's just take a look at my submission. This is the thread where everybody's signing up. There's a format here. You put your name. You have to sign up for tiers that you will and won't play. There's a variety of tiers being played. You put your time zone, and you indicate, hey, I have a wedding this upcoming weekend. I might not be able to play week 5, whatever. So I signed up on this thread. But what you're going to notice, my profile pic right there. Little Mudkip guy with the lion's hat. But my Smogon name is Skarmory. It's straight up just the Pokemon name Skarmory. What? Yeah, I've had this account since 2011. You think I'm new to this shit? You think I'm just like, oh, I'm just some boomer from Smash who like just got into Pokemon? I am kind of just getting into Pokemon, but I've been tangentially following. I played some OU or some Ranbats. Excuse me. I played some Ranbats back in the day. I played some Ranbats. I was on Smogon. I've made 3 posts ever. I have 3 messages. Here's somebody upset in 2014 that I took the name Skarmory because they wanted it. This is prime real estate. On Smogon, try to sign up a Smogon account right now. And try to become Miltank or Breloom. It's not going to happen. It's not. How many different users are on this site? So many. Witgiz, thank you. I watched the first half of your video earlier with Smeargle. Good vid. Everybody should subscribe to Witgiz's YouTube channel. They've been putting out some fun vids, some good content. But that's the problem. So this is my account. No one knows this is me. Now, if you're on the forums, like on like a browser, a web browser, you can see my signature where I indicate, hey, this is Zetz. I'm your girlfriend's next boyfriend on the ADVOU ladder. I post ADV content on my YouTube channel. But if you're on a phone, it doesn't show the signature. So as like all the managers are scrolling through and familiarizing themselves with like who's playing and everything, no one knew this was me. Nobody knew. So there's actually, in one of the ADV Discord servers I'm a part of, a few days after the draft, somebody stumbled upon this and they're like, Zets, is this you? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, dude, but I don't think anybody knew that. I don't think anybody knew this was you. Nobody saw this signature of yours. But the thing is, like, with Smogon, you can't have multiple accounts. So anyway, that's what happened. And I thought that was going to be the end of it. The auction happened. It came and went. I was not selected. And whether that's because people didn't know that, you know, I had signed up and they, you know, I wasn't like at the top of mind for their meme picks at the end, or if there was just like, you know, that many players that they were like, no, this player is more deserving, which I do not doubt at all. Again, I'm very new to this. Schedule gets posted. Week 1, week 2. And then all of a sudden I get a message. A very important message from my good buddy Gold Mason, who also made a post in this very ADVPL 5 thread regarding Teemo. Unfortunately, at this time, Teemo has been banned from Smogon for reasons unrelated to ADVPL. He will not be allowed to participate further in ADVPL 5. The Sky Pillar Salamances have selected Skarmory as their replacement. I got a message from Gold Mason, and he's like, dude, just wait. Like, it's happening. And I'm like, it was very vague, and I was like, what are you talking about? And then I get a message from our manager, Coltior. Let me pull this up. What did Coltior tell me? He said, welcome. Welcome to the winning ADVPL team, gamer. Invited me to the Discord. A player got banned, so we get a replacement. Welcome aboard, mate. And dude, I was just so happy. I was like, no fucking way. I mean, I'm not happy that that player got banned. That's unfortunate. But like, I just thought this would be so fun to just be a part of this. And now I am. I am on the Sky Pillar Salamances. I am an end of the bench guy. I am getting players Gatorade. I am giving people high fives. I'm trying to be the ultimate locker room guy. And the other good news is that, and this is not a drama channel. That's not what this is about. So we're not going to dive into all this. But Teemo was then unbanned. And it was determined. Do they have a thing here? Yeah. Teemo has been unbanned from Smogon. This is an exceptional and somewhat unprecedented circumstance. The hosts have decided to allow both Teemo and Skarmory to remain on the Sky Pillar Salamances. Can you believe it? So now, we were already going to win, but now we're super going to win because we have an extra player. It's not actually that big of an advantage given the format. But we are in the middle of week 3. We have a lot to catch up on. Because remember, this happened exactly a week ago. This happened a week ago today. I was in the middle of my vacation. So I've been dying to talk about this. I'm finally back home, and we're talking about it. So now what? Now, what we're here to do, we're going to talk about the Sky Pillar Salamances. I want to introduce you all to our team. Who are the Sky Pillar Salamances? And why are we going to go in and make waves in ADVPL 5? You may be wondering. Well, we're going to, one by one, we're going to talk about every single one of our players. And we're going to watch a replay from players that submitted one. Most of our players that submitted a replay. We're starting with the manager, Coltior. Coltior, the one that messaged me with the good news in the first place. I asked everybody in our Discord to submit a replay and like some fun facts. To varying degrees of success. A few people didn't respond. I just think they're not as active. Most people submitted a replay. Many people gave me a couple fun facts. I did a little bit of digging and research. Coltior did not submit this replay, but Jester, the co-manager, did. And I can also tell you that Coltior went 4-3 in ADV Revival 2 Swiss. Wick is saying this is like when Drew Bledsoe got hurt and Tom Brady got the start. I sure hope so. If they put me into play, that'd be insane. I hope that happens. I'm going to go all out if it happens. But for now, we're going to just check out what does Coltior have with us. Leading with Suicune, not the most common lead in ADV, and a Celebi is going to come in on a Calm Mind. Coltior just really just going for it all right off rip. Both Pokemon showing leftovers in the sand, and Celebi also matching the Calm Mind stacks. Ice Beam threatening a 2-hit KO. Celebi is faster, though. And big Giga Drain Carcola. Trying to keep the Celebi alive. And this is an interesting point for Carcola. Just going to send another Giga Drain, trying to get the Suicune low. Ice Beam will take down the Celebi, and if Carcola has anything that's faster, they'll be able to eliminate the Suicune. And I believe that's likely a Hidden Power Grass from the Jirachi to finish it off. T-Tar back, facing a Jirachi. Yeah, representing Earthquake, and there it is. That is, in fact, an Earthquake. Carcola, actually, excuse me, with a Suicune of their own. Coltior bringing out the Zap. And I haven't seen any of these replays. I don't know what we're in store for whatsoever, folks. We're all going to be taken for a bit of a ride. Joji, yes, Carcola. Okay, Metago's maneuvering in on a Rock Slide. Well, that's favorable. Both showing lefties. No Choice Band meta, no Lum Agile meta, nothing crazy like that. And both gamers bringing Charizard, Carcola getting a sub up. Thing about like Zard versus Zard, it often devolves into just fire blasting one another. Dragon Claw is quite nice to have. No mischance, and it's going to do, I would imagine, a bit more. Probably very similar damage to Fire Blast, and much better into the Suicune coming in as well. 21%, not bad, especially in the sand. And now Carcola Ice Beaming Coltior's Celebi. How the tables have turned here. Just 14 turns into this match. And a second Calm Minder. Could Celebi be looking to pass this to Zapdos or Charizard? Carcola bringing theirs in, getting seated. With a stack, could Celebi dare stay in and maybe just Calm Mind again? No, Coltior not wanting to risk the entire Celebi. It surely would have still taken heaps from a Fire Blast. And HP Grass threatening a 2-hit KO on this T-Tar. And Carcola is going to have to let it go. Second kill of the game for Coltior. In a good spot. Gonna have to get the Charizard out of Suicune's way. Celebi coming in. And nice double from Carcola. Charizard well positioned. Could click sub here. Incredibly easy for them to do so, and they will. Can they hit another Fire Blast like last time? You imagine Coltior is just going to be clicking Dragon Claw. They miss this one. Unfortunate for them. But their Charizard has represented faster than Coltior every step of the way thus far, and they will be getting the first Fire Blast, putting Coltior into Blaze range, and Dragon Claw barely getting Carcola's Charizard down into Sand range, falling, and once more Coltior forced to get his Charizard out of the Suicune's way. This Metagross keeps coming in on things it resists, like Rock Slides and Ice Beams, staying relatively healthy. And yeah, Earthquake kind of annihilates everything that Carcola has left. Their Metagross unable to do much of anything. Jirachi's going to have to come in now. And it's going to sub, but yeah, Earthquake is just going to easily destroy the sub. So you got to wonder what the plan is here. Going to go for a Paralysis. 20% chance. Didn't get it. Crit. Earthquake. That's a second crit in a row. Suicune is here. And I think Explosion from Metagross will get us to where we need to go. And yes, Coltior takes it. Well done. And that's a 4-0. Well played from my manager. Love to see that kind of thing. Next up, we have Jester. Jester, I think somebody else might have submitted this replay of theirs as well. Or they didn't give me much to go off of. I don't know that they submitted a fun fact. All I can tell you is that they are the co-manager of the Skypillar Salamence, soon to be the champions of ADVPL 5. And also we're in Gen... Wait, what? I was just about to say this is Gen 4 OU, so we're in for a ride. I have no idea what we're doing. Okay, wait. There's a whole movie happening here. Hold on. This is against Gilbert Arenas. Jester, I say that you're not playing the ADV invite. Dude, I didn't get invited. I'm washed. They said they invited you. LOL, this did not happen. Wait, I'll play. What the fuck? I'll legit play Link Discord. Can I take someone's spot? Probably not right, but it's mess that they didn't ask you. That's insane. I guess I'm washed. I was the god's gift to ADV in 2018-2021. Apparently Gilbert Arenas is the real deal. Okay. And they just disconnected. I don't know if this is like a tourney match. Yes, this is... Yeah, Gilbert Arenas, the retired NBA player, got into ADVOU. That's what I'm getting from this. But what a W for Jester. That's like a... You guys, anybody else familiar with the Smash terminology of like a JV5? Where you four-stock somebody without taking any damage. This is the rare JV6. Not a lick of damage on any of Jester's Pokemon. You love to see it. Yeah, Wickez, I also cannot remember who that is. Now let's talk about the retains. Again, every team gets to retain, I think, up to 2 players from their team from the previous ADVPL, from ADVPL 4. And the first retain for the Skypillar Salamence ended up being Monai. Monai? Hope I'm not mispronouncing it too badly. They submitted this replay and told me that this match against Soulwind, one of the GOATs of competitive Pokemon, was crucial for their growth as a player. And also, they are currently power ranked 2nd of all ADVPL PU players, of which I think there's like 8. But 2nd out of 8, hey, not too bad. Gen 7 OU, never heard of her. Let's dive in. Volcarona. Mew just getting Stealth Rock up, taking a Bug Buzz. If I haven't made it perfectly clear up to this point, folks, I almost know nothing about any gen past like Gen 3, Gen 4. Gen 7, this is before Dynamaxing, but it's after Megas, right? What are Z-moves Gen 5? I don't even know. Clangorius Soul Blaze with the Omni Boost. Does that have is that like Ancient Power? Is that a chance, or does that just happen every time? I'm going to need some help from the chat. This is a nice Dragonite sprite. I like it. That's a Ferrothorn. Wait, what? Monai saying, I have lost, Soulwind, you have. See you in 5 hours, gamer. I could see how this would very much build character. Getting Omni boosted on and just deciding that you've lost 5 turns in. So we've got some meme submissions, some meme replays, which honestly I'm okay with. We have many replays to get through. It was a Z move. Okay, so we have Z moves in Gen 7. I'm learning. AC 27, AC 77. Also known as Adam. Adam is a remarkable player. Let me tell you something. Relatively new player. They told me they've only been playing for about a year. But the Gymvitational 2, the second Gymvite, is happening soon. The play-ins are happening literally right now. A play-in match happened earlier today. And spoilers, the player who played in the Gymvite play-in match earlier today is on the Skypillar Salamances. We might check that out in a moment. But AC 77, invited to the Gymvitational 2, only having played a year. They had an exceptional performance in ADV Revival 2. They placed just outside of top 8. 700 competitors, and they got 9th place. Tied for 9th place. And they're currently ranked 11th in ADVPL for all of the OU players. I think there's like 25 players. That's a hell of a start to a career. Let's dive into this match of them versus Pack. T-Tar mirror match happening. Gonna go to the Scarm immediately, and 2 Spikers are gonna be facing one another on turn 2. Mence coming in on a second spike, presumably threatening a Fire Blast. Representing mixed Mence, Milo. Perhaps the GOAT, the greatest of all time at dealing with mixed attackers. But in the sand, that Dragon Claw is going to stick. You imagine, yeah, Recover is going to be the play. Skarmory is here to possibly try to get additional spikes. Pock is just going to bring in Fori once more. Looking to spin at some point. Here's the spin blocker. Gengar is making an appearance. And Meta immediately coming in on the T-Tar. So this could be Pursuitar. Pack kind of representing that could be Pursuitar, bringing it in immediately after the Gengar came in. And that's an attack raise for the Metagross, but you imagine even timid Molt Flamethrower, I think, would have a role to kill. Will-O-Wisping the switch in, and Adam finally reveals Blissey, the answer to Moltres, one of the best answers to Moltres. One of the reasons that Charizard is often preferred as an alternative in some team structures because it's a better mix attacker. It has Focus Punch to pressure Blissey. Something that Moltres cannot really do. Salamence is back. And again, just clicking Dragon Claw, not clicking Fire Blast either into the Fori nor into the Celebi. And thus not much progress was made. Yet once more the Milo comes in on a Dragon Claw. It's going to have to click Recover, allowing AC 77 to likely get Skarm back in and click Spikes for a third time. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Pak could just bring the Molt back in. No, just going to choose to Surf and get a little bit of chip damage on the Skarm. You've traded 24% on the Skarm for Spikes. And I like that Surf, calling out the Roar and Steelix in the back for Pak. What a structure. Interesting team. And yeah, and AC saying, dude, this is heat. SPL Finals. Is this SPL Finals? Nobody told me what these replays were. I couldn't tell you how like high profile of a match this is. We're just going to appreciate it for the gameplay that it is. Skarm here trying to get a bit of additional health, as will Celebi. Skarm getting leeched and getting a Toxic. I think that's great for Pak. Denying Skarmory the ability to get additional health. It's going to have to get out of here. Mence is back once more to get leech seeded. And Mence has yet to click a button that isn't Dragon Claw. Will we finally see something new? No. Skarmory coming right back in as Milo is here. Taking a lot of spikes, by the way. And Pak unable to get the Fori in to spin these away. Keep in mind, Adam's Gengar still very healthy. So we're at a bit of a standstill, but Adam has done a good job of denying that third spike. Blissey is here to take a Surf from the Milo. Adam is, you know that you're going to be soft boiling here basically 100% of the time. Going to take a Toxic to do so. Pak putting a timer on this Blissey, trying to force it out. And I agree with the decision. Adam is here and is giving us some context in the chat. This was the 5-0 bracket of ADV Swiss on Smogon. What does that mean? the 5-0 bracket of ADV Swiss? Oh, wait, of ADV Revival 2? ADV Revival 1? And you guys were both 5-0 at the time? So this is sick. Taking a loss in Swiss, never fun. Your third loss in 10 matches, and you are eliminated completely. So staying undefeated, very, very helpful for your prospects of making it out into the main bracket. Anyway, Gengar is here, still incredibly healthy. We could be in for a little bit of a longer match here, but I've got nowhere to be, folks. And there finally is the Fire Blast. We had not seen it yet. Pak was happy to take one and just recover much of the damage off. And yeah, Adam still just trying to pressure the Milo, I think, with those Dragon Claws. Oh no, this was an ADV Revival 2. Smogon had a Swiss tournament happening at the same time as Revival. And this was a Smogon ADV Circuit Tour. There's a Fire Blast doing 55%. But you're only, yeah, you're really just netting 5% after the recover. Without a burn or a crit, the Salamance's not well positioned to make progress on the Celebi. Able to at least stall some recovers. But Pak has 25 left in the tank. And I'll give it 5 to 10 more turns before we make the executive decision to put this on fast mode. Both players have 3 spikes. Surely something will happen at some point. Mence aggressively pivoting in on Milo. Could you imagine if Pak was like, I'm Toxicking here? Getting this Mence Toxic could have been quite unfortunate. Soft-boiled Wish Blissey. You're not fitting aromatherapy on that kind of a Blissey. I wouldn't imagine. So getting this Mence Toxic, that would put a lot of pressure on Adam. Of course, you can always wish it up and restart the timer, but that could be one of the few game-winning plays to try to make progress from this situation. Okay, and Skarmory's starting to get damn low. By the way, oh, well, there's the Wish, of course. Blissey's at 69%. It's going to come in take spikes, go down to about 46 next time it comes in. Okay, and Toxic T-Tar comes in, takes a ton of spikes. And again, that... Oh, it showed Fire Blast, so that is, in all likelihood, Pursuit Tar to try to deal with Gengar. Joji. Oh, Aroma and Wish is actually illegal. Good to know. Good to know. I think it would be cool to play like an alternate form of ADVOU where there are no illegal sets. Where you can run Wish, Dragon Dance, Salamence. Where you can run Surf, Volt Tackle, Pikachu. ZPanther19, welcome. Welcome to the stream. I've been picked up by the Sky Pillar Salamences, and we are watching a submitted replay of one of our key players, Adam, AC77, going in against Pack. And I am going to make the executive decision. This feels like a fast moment in human history. Gengar is here. What can Gengar do to Milo? We've seen Thunderbolt. Could click it here. And in fact, does. Not going to outpace Recover, though. So how valuable will that be? Is Adam prepared to trade down the Gengar to deal with the Milo? Apparently, yes. Opening up to crit chances. Opening up to full para chances. And all of a sudden, wow, look at this. This ended up working out really well. Milo is all but dead. I think if Milo comes in, it's going to die to spikes and sand. That's a great gambit from Adam, and now you can leave. You can wish up the Gengar later. Pack trying to deal with the spin blocker and find an avenue for Fori to come in and spin. But that was, I like that line from Adam, and it seems to have put them in a good spot. Z-Panther is manager of the Smeargulls team, if I recall correctly. Oh, in that case, fuck you, Z-Panther19, you piece of shit. Just kidding, buddy. You guys are going down, though, presumably. Did we play you guys? I'm getting caught up. I'm getting caught up. I was added into the mix midway through week 2. Anyway, things are happening, folks. By the way, as I say all this, let's go back to normal speed. Amon has finally dropped. Metagross is out of here. Steelix is quite low. Gonna protect Chip Heal. One more Fire Blast PP is gone. Milo mostly gone. T-Tar mostly gone, and Toxic. Moltres finding an opportunity to come in on a Fire Blast, and it is faster as per Sandstorm and Leftovers. And Adam is going to allow the Salamence to get burned in order to eliminate the Moltres. Huge. That's one less Pokemon that can actually threaten the Skarm. Skarm might be able to come in. Oh, it's Refresh Mixed Mints. What a set. Oh my god, Adam is looking great now. And obviously, this was a submitted replay from Adam, so you imagine he's going to win this. But if I didn't know any better, I would say that he's in a nice spot. Oh, trying to Leech Seed a second time. Adam staying in this time. If we had a Pressure Mon, maybe you could hope to stall the Leech Seeds, but with 10 remaining. Yeah, and Blissey is damn low now. Blissey's going to have to soft-boiled up. And Pock is kind of running out of ways to deal with the Blissey, by the way. Oh, our teams play this week. Z-Panther, at some point I'm planning on watching the match. Oh, I'm thinking of a Invitational 2 invite match. Don't mind me. By the way, Gengar is here. Insanely low. Spin blocking the Fori. Will-O-Wisping the Fori. And barely living before sand, a hidden power. I wonder what kind of hidden power that wasn't resisted, because you see hidden power bug from Fori a lot. Maybe it's HP Fire to deal with opposing Fori. But I think this is largely over. Yeah, Celebi is here. Fire Blast is going to hurt. Doesn't even opt to click it. Just going to bring in Skarm. And Roar is going to obliterate T-Tar and Milo. And Fortress, for that matter. If I were Adam, I would not want to allow the Fortress to spin just yet, because that would allow the Milo to potentially come in and recover. So to me, that's really Pock's one way to try to get out of here, is get the Fori in, try to click Rapid Spin, And I think they may have done it. Unless this Blissey has Fire Blast, I think they're going to click Rapid Spin. Milo can come in and recover someday. Skarmory was going to have to try to re-spike up here. The burn is huge on Fori, though. Eventually, the Fori is going to die, and you can reestablish spikes. You have Protect on this Skarmory. You can try to chip heal back up. And the Milo is able to heal once more. But keep in mind, the Gengar trading down with the Milo made it so that the Milo could not come in for like 20 turns. And we're already back up to 3 spikes. Fori has to come in. It's burned. It's on a timer, as is T-Tar. And this is it. This is T-Tar's last hurrah. It's got to do stuff right now. It will never be able to come in again unless the Fori can spin once more, which, I mean, it very well may be able to. Definitely a tough spot. Fori comes in. We haven't seen Adam click a button with this T-Tar yet. We have no idea what it could be. I'd imagine also Pursuit Tar or mixed, yeah. And there's the Fori, and that's game. The spikes are here to stay. T-Tar's gone. And I think Skarm could probably just roar a ton once that T-Tar's gone. And neither of these Pokemon should be able to deal with Blissey overly well. There are still 3 spikes here, but Blissey just has so much healing, the Wish support. And I think we can go back to fast mode on this one, boys. Milo also only has 10 Surfs remaining. So respect to Pock for playing this out, and maybe there's a way out, but I sure don't see it. Skarmory just going to protect on Refresh. First time that Pock reveals Refresh. Never had to click it before. Had never gotten statused up to this point. Maybe it's a hyper fast type sitch. We're hyper fast gaming. Ment comes in on a Surf, wishes up. Just Dragon Clawing the Milo, trying to pressure it. They refresh. Adam conceding that this may not have been the most stream-friendly replay. I think we know where this is going. I don't quite want to skip to end, but I think we get it. I think we see that Adam has earned a very favorable position. Spin no longer a thing. 5 Leech Seeds remain. I'm going to make the executive decision. Oh, and it was... As I click skip to end, and literally the literal very next turn, Pock forfeited. That's kind of hilarious. Adam, good stuff. Congrats on that victory. Next up, and from here on out, these are going to be the players that were purchased in the auction from most points spent to least. So Crystal. Crystal is the player that our team, the Sky Pillar Salamence, spent the most points on. And for good reason. This replay is versus Bad Dummy from ADVPL 2023. And I was listening to Jim talk about Crystal when Jim was explaining all of the Gymvite 1 participants. Jim described Crystal as one of the greatest Gen 4 players of all time. She finished in top 12 of Kalos Invitational 7. Made it to the second round of the Gymvitational 1. And will be competing in the upcoming Gymvitational 2. Finally, she was power ranked 3rd in all of ADVPL for the OU Best of 3 format. Let's dive in. Crystal versus Bad Dummy, T-Tar versus Salamence. BKC would tell you both of these mon are supposed to get out of dodge, and they both do. Much like last game, we got 2 spikers staring one another in the face on turn 2. Crystal immediately getting the Starmie in, not even wanting to trade spikes, wanting to get the Rapid Spinner out and about immediately, dealing with the spikes. And here's a Blissey from Bad Dummy. Adam adding additional context, shout out to Big Will for the team he used in the previous match. And saying that Crystal is the GOAT. Adam, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it. Excited to watch more of your matches this season. We have a Toxic Celebi missing Leech Seed and deciding I'm not going to stay much longer. I've been Toxic. I don't want to get Ice Beam. Crystal bringing in Metagross to take that instead. And here's a very defensive Swampert taking just 18% from Meteor Mash. No attack raise for Crystal. Celebi coming in, always seen as Leech Seed. This could be another Leech Seed turn, could be Recover. And it's just Leech Seed. So now what? Siglet in the chat saying, let's get it, Chris. Siglet, one of the players we'll be talking about very shortly. Also on the Sky Pillar Salamences. A lot of double switching here from both players. And Swampert yet again coming in on meta. Crystal bringing the Scarman on Protect. That's the right turn to do it. Cloyster, of course, coming in on Scarm, wanting to match Spikes, potentially spin. And there it is. Crystal not showing a spin blocker. I suppose there could be a ghost type in the back. Maybe saving it for later. Not wanting to reveal it quite yet. And this Mence has yet to click anything, but it's positioned in front of the Celebi. I believe we're going to see it do something, and it's mixed. Dragonclaw doing a ton of damage, by the way. 65%. I would reckon that that could be offensive Starmie with spin. T-Tar in front of Blissey. Bad Dummy not wanting to find out what's about to happen. And maybe that's HP Grass. Maybe it's HP Grass hoping that the Swampert would come in. Instead, it was Salamence. I struggle to think of another... I mean, perhaps HP Bug, but what are you trying to hit with HP Bug that's been revealed up to this point? So to me, that tells me that Crystal's got a lead Mixed and or Pursuit Tar. Bad Dummy showing the spin blocker, but getting surfed. Heads up play from Crystal. And rapid spinning as Gengar gets out of the way. Very aggressive plays. That risked the entire Starmie. Gengar stays in there, clicks T-Bolt, and your Starmie's gone. You're never spinning ever again. A lot was riding on that turn, and Crystal got it entirely correct. Crystal missing her third of 3 Meteor Mashes into this Swampert. Continuing to take them like a damn champion. So Cloyster is here. Crystal not wanting to try to mash through. Even though it's super effective, Cloyster does have a damn lot of defense. One of the highest defense stats of all time. And we're back to this mind game. Starmie is faster, so Bad Dummy unlikely to stay in. Maybe one of these days Bad Dummy could be willing to risk the entire Gengar and click Thunderbolt on a supposed Rapid Spin. Of course, Crystal could surf in that spot, so given the pace of this game, I suspect we're going to see that situation a few more times, and here it is, right? Do you go directly to the Gengar? This could be a surf to catch it. No, staying in this time and surfing the Starmie. And yeah, Starmie can't take another one of those. Does this Starmie have Recover? Oh, T-Bolting trying to catch the Gengar coming in. That could have been huge. Also, of course, could have just hit the Cloyster in front of us. Maybe Crystal's running an ABR double spinner structure. I don't know. Maybe there's a Claydol in the back. Because keep in mind, I mean, aside from the meta, there's really no rock resist. So maybe you're running double rock resist, double spinner. I've seen crazier things. And this could, maybe this is mixed, because again, I suspect that was Hidden Power Grass earlier. Again, I don't know what bug was meant to hit. So maybe it's mixed, but the Rock Slide Brick Break coverage, I could see it. I could see wanting Brick Break on lead Tar for opposing lead Tar. And Swampert is always going to want to come in on T-Tar, so you could chuck HP Grass even on DD Tar. Some Dragon Dance physical Tyranitar will throw HP Grass on just to power through Swampert and enable itself to run through the rest of the opposing team. T-Tar here. Clicking Rock Slide. We've seen the full set from this Swampert. And yeah, it was HP Grass. And Wow, Bad Dummy staying in and just clicking Ice Beam. Had Surf, had Earthquake, clicked neither one. And this Swampert is damn low. Imagine if you eliminate the Swampert. Metagross goes insane. This T-Tar could also go places. Yeah, Doodle Not, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining. That's my goal. I'm hoping to be the ultimate locker room guy. I'm the guy that, like, when we win in the end, I'm the one, like, you know, pouring champagne on myself. I'm like a little bit more drunk than everybody else. And it's kind of like he didn't really contribute, so like I don't know why he's celebrating that much, but he's adding to the vibes though. That's kind of like the energy I'm trying to bring right now. But appreciate you getting caught up. Meta taking an Ice Beam. And we've got some longer matches here. Cloyster coming in on a Meteor Mash. I'm realizing now that because of its water typing, it's actually neutral to Steel. I'll tell you folks, I've seen a lot of ADV. I cannot recall Cloyster getting Meteor Mash. I don't know why. Vibes are huge, man. Because, dude, the season, it's a long season. You're going to have some ups and your downs. Sometimes to get you through those downs, you need a vibes guy. I truly am the Thanasis Antetokounmpo of ADVPL. That'd be doubly funny if, like, Thanasis had, like, a podcast or a YouTube channel or something. Which I wouldn't doubt. Crystal's gonna Spike Sack the Starmie to get Arrow, finally revealing Arrow in the back. Swampert at 31%. Oh my god. Clicking Earthquake. Crazy. In the face of a Gengar. Just full sending Earthquake. No more Rapid Spin. Crystal is going to happily accept... Oh my gosh, a Will-O-Wisp. I thought you were going to get a Spike Up, but no. You're Drill Pecking. Spadef Scarm is so crazy, taking but 47 from Thunderbolt. You get one Spike. Is this it? Is this it, Crystal? Yeah, gonna let the Scarm go. And with this Swampert does have Protect. It's gonna be Blissey coming in to scout the move, and it is Rock Slide. Swampert comes in, takes 12%, gets 6 back from leftovers, could Protect here. Crystal's actually Spike Sacking T-Tar to bring Celebi in. Doodle Not, as he should. Thanasis should have a podcast. And this is a tight end game here. Crystal in a fantastic spot. Lovely Leech Seed. Just a high value click, kind of regardless of what happens. Bad Dummy coming in on a Celebi, and that's how you know it's tough. That's how you know this is a tough situation for Bad Dummy. Giga Drain so good at either switch. Can T-Tar kill here? HP Bug will absolutely get there. And that's the first time this T-Tar has clicked a button. And I think Metagross is going to, yeah, just Earthquake. Just force the T-Tar down. Gengar's here is going to get outsped. And Hidden Power something is going to win. Don't even need to go there, though. Meta takes it. And Crystal defeating Bad Dummy. Very, very good, strong, accomplished player. In 71 turns back in ADVPL 2023. Incredibly excited to watch them as the season progresses. Doodle Not, looking forward to the How I Won ADVPL. That video is going to go fucking insane. Yeah, Crystal's nice with it. Another player that we spend a lot of money on the Skypillar Salamences was Hacker. I didn't get a replay from them, so we're moving on to the next player, which is Siglet. They're a former teammate of the one and only Jimothy Cool, believe it or not, in Mushy League. Jim had a lot of nice things to say about Siglet in a former video of his. In the 2023 Winter Seasonal, they got third place, Siglet did. And as of about a year ago, going into the Jivitational 1, they had a 10-2 record in ADVPL. So Siglet, very accomplished, made it to the first Jivitational round 3, and they're currently power ranked 6th in ADVPL OU. Up against Rob Jr. Lee T-Tar versus Skarm. Do we have Fire Blast? It's going to be a Focus Punch angle instead. 47%. Not representing Choice Band or anything. Siglet immediately bringing the mag in. On a Protect turn. Nice. Very nice. So we will be eliminating Skarm. And Siglet breaking one of... I'm going to pause this. One of ABR's rules of team building in the tier. In ADVOU. There's a really awesome graphic. I'm going to do one of my streams next week. I'm doing research. I'm gathering my notes. If you haven't heard, you probably heard by now. ADV Revival 2. ABR was the champion. Won back-to-back tournaments, won the Invitational, won ADV Revival 2. And I'm doing a stream on ADV, or on ABR, excuse me, next week. So one of the things we're going to talk about are his 9 rules of team building. And one of them is that T-Tar and Mag should not be together. And part of his view, spoilers, is that they have a lot of the same defensive problems. And Mag teams in general have some defensive holes. And when you put Tar next to Mag, it kind of like, it aggregates and they don't support one another defensively all that well. And that's my very dumbed down version of his rule. Jimothy Cole in the chat. Welcome. Welcome, Jimothy. Can you believe it? I've been signed to a 1-year deal by the Sky Pillar Salamances. They picked me up as a locker room / content guy. So we're talking about all of our players. We've discussed our managers. We've talked about Crystal. We've talked about AC77. And now we're talking about Siglet, a former Mushy League teammate of yours, I understand. So Mag Skarm team. I imagine Siglet's just going to deal with one spike moving forward. Whoa, overheat from Rob Jr. Just going for it all. Well, Jim, we live in unprecedented times. These are times the likes of which have never before seen and may never be seen again. Like, am I going to get picked up for another ADVPL? Who knows? But it happened. I don't know if you heard about this, but I explained this earlier in the stream, but a player on our team, Timo, got banned from Smogon, so they needed a replacement. And after the auctioning was over, people were like, wait, like who is this Skarmory guy on Smogon? And it's like, oh, that's Zetz. And like, if you look at my signature, which you can only see signatures on Smogon on like a browser, not on your phone. My signature is like, hey, this is Zetz. This is my old account from like 2011. Nobody knew who I was. But then once afterwards, people were like, oh, like Zetz signed up. Nobody signed him. I could have been a meme pick. Timo got banned, and Colt was like, all right, we're picking up Zetz. And then Timo got unbanned, and then the council was like, okay, Timo can join and Zetz can stay, and it's fine. So, crazy times that we live in indeed. Skarm coming in on an Earthquake. And there's a spike. We're looking at... Damn, then this is super duper man right here. 5 levitators. So presumably that is going to be Blissey in the back. That could be Wish Blissey to support the Flyers. And so you imagine that's likely what it is. And Siglet's probably thinking this spike could be helpful to pressure that Blissey. You get through the Blissey and the rest of the structure could fall. Jim, I've been watching a little bit of your Mario Mon run. This game kind of came out of nowhere. My buddy just sent me a message earlier telling me that Jim was on Blunder's channel and told me that this is the crossover event we've all been looking forward to. So I'm excited to watch that video after the stream concludes. Jim always doing big things in the Pokemon world. And there it is. There's the Blissey finally revealed. I learned the move Future Sight. I turned 32 earlier this year. I turned level 30. Oh, Focus Punch from Swampert. There it is. There goes the Blissey. It was able to support Rest Zapdos once with Aromatherapy, but that is it. Dude, that's so sick. The ADVOU versus is just killing it right now. Anyway, speaking of killing it, Siglet is making damn progress. Rob Jr. with a nice double, getting the molt well positioned. And I doubt that crit would have mattered. Siglet letting the Scarm go, now allowing the arrow to come in. And Flygon would be the represented switch in, but Zapdos actually just goes down to Double Edge after Sand. Flygon remaining would dissuade one from clicking Rock Slide, but yeah, I think Double Edge could probably just get you there, depending on how defensive this Flygon is. And Arrow's just simply alive after the Rock Slide. I don't even know if that might have been a roll. Maybe you low rolled there, but this is cooked. I fear. Yeah, and Siglet gonna guarantee the win, sack the mag, bring in Arrow, and hit one Rock Slide for the fans. And they land it. Very good stuff to Siglet. Another one of our better players. Speaking of great players on our team, let's talk about Fear. Fear, and Jim, I'm glad you're here because a lot of the research I've done on these players was from your Jimvitational Meet the Players video. So a lot of this is going to sound familiar to you. Fear, a Smogon veteran most well known for Generation 2 OU. Got top 8 in ADV Revival 1. Is going to be in the Jimvitational 2. And made it to round 2 of the first Jimvitational. Additionally, recently placed top 32 in ADV Revival 2. One of the best players in the current Gen 3 OU landscape. And lead Raikou, you never see that kind of thing. BKC in the chat. Ecstatic to see it. And the crit Thunderbolt, that's meaningful. We'll see if that Metagross can ever come back and accomplish more value. Jirachi coming in, and Fear getting a crit, not the most valuable crit of all time. Get a little Leech Seed, and okay, Toxic represents a defensive Jirachi. This could be Wish Protect, Toxic, Fire Punch, something like that. Espagizmo? Leech Seeding a Calm Mind Suicune. This could be more offensive. Maybe it's just Calm Mind, Surf, Ice Beam, Roar, Ice Beam, Sub. If it's willing to come in and just Calm Mind in front of a Celebi, that tells me that I guess I wouldn't expect Crocoon. Anyway, we got Snorlax just cursing up. One of my favorite Pokemon in ADV. A lot of the teams I've been working on lately have been trying to find ways to empower Snorlax. And I've been having some decent success lately, I'm not going to lie. +1 Snorlax Body Slam, absolutely going places. But yeah, Celebi with Recover. Unless there's a full para at some point, this is not an overly favorable position for Fear. You're net losing health every turn. I guess that's why you have your own Celebi here. And besides Leech Seed... Oh, it's Substitute. M-Dragon bringing in their own Celebi. That's one way to try to shut down opposing Celebi. We're at least going to be able to safely get the Metagross in for one last hurrah. And yeah, just blowing up. M-Dragon wisely going to the normal resist. Perhaps the only Pokemon on his team that could have survived that. Jirachi protecting, trying to get every little last bit of health before getting out of harm's way. And M-Dragon is going to have to try to find some really good opportunities to get that Jirachi in, maybe try to double it in, protect, and just chip heal it up such that it can Wish Protect later and get back up to health. And it's Porygon 2, of course, to try to deal with opposing Doug Trio. Most Raikou team are going to need to find a way to deal with Doug in one form or another. And again, M-Dragon with the Leech Seed Celebi is very well equipped to deal with this Snorlax. Fear's honestly spending a decent chunk of his Snorlax's health trying to find a crit or a para. And the para, it's not overly valuable in my opinion, because of course the natural cure on the Celebi, you can at least force it out and it won't be able to heal all the way back up to full health. Maybe that's valuable. Maybe you have other Pokemon that are faster than it that can pressure it later on. And wow, Claydol cannot break a sub. Not good for M-Dragon. Fortunately for M-Dragon, this is insane. This Celebi doesn't exactly have great coverage to pressure the Claydol either. So we're at a bit of a standstill here. And we're going to be baton passing a sub to the Snorlax. Nice Earthquake click. And is it just going to be a curse again as M-Dragon brings in their Celebi? No. Fear's bringing in Celebi on an Earthquake instead. And this is what I was talking about. Jirachi's here. It can live the Psychic. And I will admit, I'm surprised that Jirachi didn't opt to Wish Protect. Because surely the last move is Wish, right? That could have been a chance for M-Dragon to get the Jirachi back up. He has been finding some chip healing with leftovers. It's up to 23%. And yeah, see, Calm Mind Roar. Calm Mind Roar Rest Suicune. So it's mono Suicune with, in all likelihood, Surf, maybe Hydro Pump if it's meant more for the mid-game to try to make some progress. It could be a more offensively oriented Suicune. Burning some sleep turns, and this is Fear's opportunity to stack some curses. And Self-Destruct actually eliminates the Suicune. Huge for Fear. You lost your Snorlax, but that Suicune, that can be very difficult for your Claydol to deal with. There's no Ice Beam, in all likelihood, so your Celebi, perhaps could have dealt with it. But maybe Fear has things in the back, additional win conditions in the back that appreciate Suicune being out of the picture. Maybe there's a DD Tar. We may find out. But Fear keeping the cards close to his chest, still not revealing these last two. And there's another boom. By the way, this is boom spam for Fear. That's 3 explosions. Honestly, I mean, Fear could have a damn Raikou or Suicune of their own in the back. Those are some of the most scary late-game win conditions in the entire tier. And here we go. We're finally revealing one of the final 2 Pokemon. It's Salamence with a substitute. I don't know. There's like a glitch where the sub isn't showing after the baton pass, but the substitute is still here, and it's Dragon Dance meant with... It still has the substitute. Finally, it fades because of the Psychic. And to me, I would have considered Dragon Dancing again. Maybe worried about an explosion or something from the Claydol. Could have Explosion last. Raikou's going to have to get sacked. And yeah, this full health +1 DD Salamence is well positioned. HP flying, barely unable to kill the Jirachi. Jirachi going to protect chip heal up to 14%. Hidden Power just did 17%. Hitting the double protect is huge. Now you go up to 20%. You're likely to live this. And again, M-Dragon not Wish protected. Could it be that you don't have Wish? What would be the final move on this Jirachi if not for Wish? Anyway, this is looking very difficult for M-Dragon. They're going to protect chip heal once more. And finally, Fear just going ahead and getting a second Dragon Dance on that protect. And that should be absolutely all she wrote. M-Dragon's going to have to get a lot of predictions correct. And the only thing remaining is the Jirachi. Do you have Earthquake last? It's going to be Brick Break. It's going to be Brick Break. Maybe Rock Slide is last. And a crit will end it. And believe me, M-Dragon is about 4 million times the player I ever will be. I will say I am interested in the many opportunities they had to Wish Protect that Jirachi up to health. Yet they took none of them. Good stuff to Fear. They've been performing incredibly well lately. I'm confident that they're going to bring good things to the Sky Pillar Salamences in things to come. We have Cool 49, also known as Never Switch Up. And it's Gen 7 UU. I could not tell you the first thing about Gen 7 just in general, let alone UU. So we're in for some shit. No Guard Machamp, unlike Gen 4 OU, unbanned, unbothered, in his lane. We got Slowking hanging out, blocking and keeping Bronzong here. And we're going to Calm Mind up. So what's the end game? We're toxic. We're calm-minding. Oh, Slowking gets teleport. But teleport isn't baton pass. You don't get... Oh, it's rest, though. You can just rest off the toxic. And Bronzong, it's blocked. It can never leave. Is this it? Like, are you just going to, like, go to, like, full stacks Calm Minds and, like, eliminate the entire universe? Are you going to PP stall the Psy Waves? I fear that's what's happening. I'm putting this on hyper fast. And now they're clicking Stealth Rock. They're like, I got to save my PP. This is insane. And here's some Calm Minding. We're going to just take our full Calm Mind stacks. Okay, now we're clicking buttons. We scalded. I like Toxicking there. That's smart of the opponent because now you'll have to click Rest on this turn. Decidueye, a Grass Ghost type. Surely this has to be physically offensive because you're not breaking through +6 special defense. So I'm looking for like a Shadow Claw click or something. Never switch up, getting the hell out of the way. And I love that substitute play. Imagining that Never Switch Up would want to save. Now I'm seeing moves I've never seen in my life. Spirit Shackle? What even is this? I thought this was Pokemon. This is like more like Yu Yu Hakusho. That's a Spirit Gun reference. Witkiz giving me some info. Gligar Noivern offense is insane. I don't even know. This is Noivern, Flying Dragon type. Why isn't it Poison? I feel like I'm like Northern Lion trying to guess like which Pokemon types are which. Umbreon with a Fairy move. Once you get past Gen 4, Gen 5, like I literally don't even know what's going on. I feel like such a boomer. Noivern is here. It's going to click a button. I couldn't tell you what button it's going to click. Hurricane. Hurricane, a new move that does flying damage and does specific things in the weather. When there's certain weather, good things happen when you click the Hurricane button. You can't tell me that's not true. That's entirely true and correct. Slowking gonna have to get out of harm's way once more. And I'll tell you, man, these pointy stones are really adding up. I feel like they're pretty strong. When the Pokemon come in and they get hit by Point Stone. Is it no guard Machamp? Is it going to be a dynamic punch moment in human history? No, it's a bullet punch. Well, Noivern, and you can't even Spike Sack in this gen, right? Scyther, exactly. Hurricane, 100% accuracy and rain. That's exactly what I was getting at. Facade, by the way. Are you holding Flame Orb? Yes. Sludge Wave. That's not an actual move. What are you talking about? Sludge Wave. Sludge Bomb, maybe. There's Sludge Bomb and Poison Sting. Those are the only poison type moves in the Bible. I'll tell you that much. Calling Hurricane a new move really dated me. Lucky Lucas, that is correct. I literally played Gen 1 on the original Game Boy Color when I was like 8 years old. I'm OG AF. Okay, pivoting the Noivern in on Earth Power. I can appreciate that. It's like getting your Flygon in on opposing Earthquake. Gonna let it go down to the Bullet Punch. Nidoqueen here. Is Nidoqueen really faster than Machamp? I suppose it very much is. Sludge waves continuing to happen here. Escavalier. This is like the mascot of my favorite basketball team, the Cleveland Basketball Cavaliers, everybody. Which just they locked in the 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. Not sure if any of you heard about that. Can I point out this guy Decidueye, all he's doing is he's just clicking sub. And they say GG in the chat, the opponent does. Never switch up. Here with a Nidoqueen. Can you believe it? Nidoqueen viable in Gen 7 UU. Honestly, sounds fairly plausible when you put it that way. Good stuff. Good stuff to Cool 49. I don't know if I mentioned, they're the 4th best player in ADVPL, currently power ranked in the RU tier. We're going to talk about Shiloh very soon, but before that, I'm going to take a quick bathroom break. We're about halfway done. We have many more awesome replays to check out. And the best replays I'm saving for very last. So don't go anywhere. I'll see you in a moment. We're insanely back. We've never been more back. Shiloh. The 4th best NU player in all of ADVPL, currently power ranked. Let's dive in. They're up against 3 Blades, also known as Mielke. Mence versus T-Tar. And Shiloh just stays the fuck in. Just clicks Fire Blast. Love to see the play. And look at how much pressure the Skarm is under. Gonna protect, like Dragon Claw, trying to catch something coming in. Some sort of fire resist. And again, just Dragon Clawing. Look at the arrow. You get a little bit more chip on this thing, it's done for. Oh my god, Shiloh, no. What a play. What a damn play. Just staying in and fire blasting on the Skarmory, coming in missing. And unfortunately getting absolutely no value. I feel so bad. That was such a sick play. I really wish it would have worked out. Protecting on another Fire Blast. And we're down to 5 of 8 Fire Blasts. They can go by quickly at ADVOU, folks. I've been PP stalled before. It doesn't feel very good. And you would think that that would feel good based on the way it sounds, but no. No, it actually feels pretty bad. Skarm is here. Could be HP Fire Celebi. And it super is. It just simply is. If Shiloh has a spinner in the back and you can eliminate this Skarm, what a dominant spot. But this is also looking pretty... This is looking pretty Superman-esque for 3 Blades. There could be a Flygon in the back. There goes the Skarm, by the way. It's out of here. Maybe Flygon Blissey. Maybe Swampert Blissey. Maybe not full Superman. Maybe just 3 Levitators. Salamence is here just to intim the T-Tar. And 3 Blades make it a play. Going for double DD there. I like that. And crit HP Bug just eliminates Claydol entirely. Mence forced to come back in and get another Intimidate. And Mixed Mence, maybe not. Maybe doesn't have Brick Break. No, it does. It does, but that doesn't kill. And this is the fastest T-Tar of all time. It's got +1 attack. But it clicked Earthquake. Mielke with the over-prediction, thinking, surely you will not give up this Mence. You will not stay in. You're going elsewhere. You're going to a Rock Resist. You're going to a Swampert. Or something. A Metagross, maybe. What a goddamn play. I respect Miyoki for thinking, I lost my entire Skarmory, my arrow's chipped, my Zapdos is chipped, I need to make a play. And, well, there's something. Wait. That's HP Ice. That's just HP Ice. The crit didn't matter, folks. That crit did not matter. Celebi is here. Can Psychic kill? It can and it will. And here's Arrow. And I suspect we're about to see a Rock Resist that Shiloh did not go to. No, it's just T-Tar. It's just T-Tar coming in on HP Bug. Well, that's a great click from Three Blades. Obviously, facing the Celebi, easy to click. Maybe Shiloh was hoping it was going to be HP Flying. Or Double Edge. And here's a spin blocker for Three Blades, and it is, in fact, Superman. That's Superman, and I would expect the last to be Swampert because you have literally no Rock Resist. And the rest of the team structure is the most standard thing I've ever seen in my life. And we've eliminated the Gengar. All that remains is this Arrow, which is Suicune healthy. Suicune is at 62%. We're just going to sack the T-Tar to likely get the Suicune in a bit more safely. Seems to be the line. There we go. And there it is. There's the Swampert in the back. You know what's crazy? After watching enough ADV, I'm starting to understand team structures. And after you see 4 or 5 revealed Pokemon, it's not that tough to figure out like what has to round out the squad. But when you first get into it and commentators are just like predicting that shit, like it just like, it feels like so insane. It's like, what do you mean you knew it was going to be Swampert, like Gengar in the back, or like Swampert Blissey? I just like couldn't even fathom it. But eventually, like, it's just like, you know, every team kind of has to check a certain number of boxes. Shiloh in a great spot here. Gonna need something that doesn't just die to Arrow, though. Celebi is here to force Double Edge. And what will Shiloh have in the back to deal with this? It's a Metagross. And that should be a W if you can hit a single Meteor Mash. You're going to have a couple attempts. Critical hit, by the way. And Shiloh is clicking Agility because why not? And there's a Rock Slide. There's a Rock Slide for the road. Love the gameplay I saw from Shiloh. Had not heard of them before. Love the aggressive callouts. The Fire Blast on the Skarmory come in, miss, but would have been legendary had it hit. Still a legend in my heart. And next. Can I be honest with you guys? Can I be honest? This is the biggest set. This is it. This is a big moment. Because I was given this set. Here we got Voyager, okay? Great player. Recently made it out of Swiss of ADV Revival 2. Over 700 competitors, and they placed just outside of top 32. That's insane. Back where I come from, the Smash community, if you make top 64 at a major, you're legit. You're a household name. Voyager, household name. Remember the name. They are currently in the play-ins for the Gymvitational 2. They're trying to make the bracket. I was given this replay, but I am vetoing it. And the reason I'm doing it is because they played in a Gymvitational 2 play-in game today. Literally earlier today. And for this exact purpose, I have not spoiled myself. I do not know the outcome. But they played against a very strong player you may have heard of named Amir, who did incredibly well in ADV Revival 2 as well. Where are they? I have found game 1. Voyager versus Amir. There's 2 play-in spots up for grabs. Let me check something real quick. There are 16 players playing for 2 spots. You've got to win many sets. This, I believe, is single elimination. This is single elimination. This is single elimination. This is it. You win, you move on. You lose, you are out. You will not be making it to the Gymvitational 2. Game 1, Voyager, Amir. Let's dive in. T-Tar versus Zapdos. Nice matchup for Voyager. And Zapdos just going to sub. On a Dragon Dance, okay. Zapdos could baton pass a sub somewhere safely that could deal with this. Rock Slide before the Baton Pass, and it's Registeel. It's a shiny Registeel at that. Able to stomach an Earthquake fairly well. Is it Lum? It's not. Registeel has crippled the DD Tar nearly entirely, and the full para. You hate to see it for my boy Voyager. There's another sub trying to fish for some para luck that could put Amir in an even better position. And yeah, they're really going to try to fight it. This time, Voyager clicking Double Edge. Not wanting to risk Rock Slide miss. Makes a lot of sense. And yeah, after Leftovers, oh my god, crit Thunderbolts. There goes the T-Tar. Salamence is here. And based off of Sandstorm and Leftovers, the Ments is faster. Amir's going to let the Zapdos go. And we're back. Registeel is here, coming in on mixed Ments. Can you stomach? Can you take a Fire Blast? I don't know. Crit Fire Blast. To me, Amir is good enough that they probably were going to live a non-crit. And what is with Sky Pillar Salamences and us missing Fire Blast, by the way? Also dodging a Rock Slide, so good stuff to Voyager's Salamence. Skarmory coming in on a Rock Slide Claydol, by the way. It's coverage you don't see all the time. And we have acquired a Spike. T-Tar getting a critical hit crunch. Whoa. And Voyager's just roaring, imagining that the Claydol would be coming in, I imagine. We have revealed a Suicune in the back. Zapdos Suicune, I don't know if it's special offense enough to warrant a Doug in the back. No, it's a Snorlax, in fact. Coming in on a Spike in sand, getting leech seeded. These are all the conditions that Snorlax hates. BKC rolling his eyes right now. Love you, BKC. Ments coming in, intimidating the T-Tar. And look at Crunch, man. Crunch just absolutely chunking the Salamence. T-Tar stomaching a Brick Break. And Ments is going to live. That was close. Lucky Lucas with some commentary in the chat. I'd rather run Ice Beam Dull than Rock Slide. Yeah, you don't... I see Ice Beam a little bit more often than I see Rock Slide. You have players like ABR saying that Earthquake is mid on Claydol. Imagine running a non-stab physical move on Claydol. So, yeah, you gotta kind of wonder. I'm sure Amir's cooking up something. I'm sure there's a good reason for it. And we are chiefly in the mid-game here, folks. And this Snorlax in sand at about half health is going to try to curse up. Clicking Shadow Ball, of all things. Expecting Voyager to go to a Gengar or something to try to come in on Body Slam. Maybe a Voyager could have went to a Gengar and presumably tried to wisp the Snorlax. I see the vision. Crit Explosion, my goodness. Amir, with that critical hit, there's been many crits in this one. Doing everything he can to try to deny spikes as best he can. And it's Suicune, Snorlax last. In my opinion, two of the better Pokemon to have last. If they can't be roared out, they can both try to go to the absolute moon with Calm Mind and Curse respectively, of course. Celebi getting a Leech Seed up is fantastic for Voyager in this best of 3 set. Lax is here. Will Voyager opt to get a permanent spike on the field? Yes. Yes, they will. And depending on the Suicune set, maybe Skarm can live this. And wisely roaring, denying the Calm Mind. +1 Surf could have done heaps to Skarm. That could have been the end of Skarm's entire life. And this time, Drill Pecking, just trying to get additional damage, trying to force the Suicune, I'm inferring from this situation, trying to get it to rest. And look at the maneuvering from Voyager. Just one step ahead at every turn here. Bringing the Celebi in on Surf. This is like one of the freest Leech Seed clicks I've ever seen. And no, actually just Psychicking, and now Lax is just dead. You Psychic here, Lax leaves, and can be a Spike Sack? No. Here we go. This is, Suicune's going to have to do it all. You click Leech Seed, and the Suicune is forever seeded. Or just win the entire game with Giga Drain, sure. Good game, and Voyager takes a game 1 lead, trying to stay alive, trying to claw their way through the play-ins into the second Gymvitational. And we're going to go ahead and move on to game 2, folks. Here we go. Meta versus Ments. Amir bringing in Skarmory immediately, and Voyager going to Starmie. Both of them making defensive pivots away from the other's lead. And Voyager Ice Beaming? Maybe predicting that there's a world where the Ments tries to come in as a double or something. And here is Voyager's own Skarmory. Amir showing Mag immediately. And Skarm is absolutely going down unless you're YOLO Skarm, which not this time. When your play in life is on the line, are you bringing YOLO Skarm or are you leaning on TSS? It appears we're going to be leaning fairly heavily on TSS. Is this a recover turn? Are we going to be getting some health? We will be. By the way, Seismic Toss from Blissey did like about 1 billion damage to this Starmie a moment ago. Not a ton of HP to speak of. Wasim Sala saying, I think that was Cursed Boomlax. That's why he didn't have Mag. Absolutely could be. Yeah, Max goes... Oh, wow. There goes the Mag. Skarm has been eliminated. Voyager has 1 spike for the remainder of the game. Claydol maneuvering in on a Rock Slide. Nice maneuver, too, because this was unrevealed. And with Rock Slide, that is often going to be physical Ments. I feel like you don't see mixed Ments running Rock Slide. If I'm call me out if I'm wrong. If I'm terribly off here, I have no problem being corrected. T-Tar last revealed for Voyager, and we've got some sand. Simply Dragon Dancing up, and this is going to be a Rock Slide, hoping for a flinch. Doesn't get it, we're roared out. And I'm not going to lie, man. The Starmie has revealed Thunderbolt. But besides that, Voyager doesn't have a ton. Maybe the Selby has HP Fire. How exactly are we trying to punch through Skarm? Skarm has been described as a spin blocker of its own. Because it can kind of Toxic Starmie. It can protect Chip Heal in the sand. I will admit, I'm a bit worried about our prospects of eliminating that Skarmory. We've got to keep our own Claydol healthy so it can rapid spin throughout this match. And yeah, Starmie revealed no rapid spin. It's not double spin here. Meta is hella low. It's leftovers, but this could be an explosion turn. And it is! Okay, well that's a hell of a way to deal with Skarmory. It's going to go down to 12%. Surely T-Tar can do that much. Do you DD on the Protect? You do DD, but you're roared out. And Amir is going to be able to get it all the way up to 24% with the ensuing Protect and leftovers Chip Heal. Won't opt to do so, though. Getting Salamence in immediately and taking a lot of damage to that. To the Psychic. Representing Hidden Power Flying, though. And that does a lot of damn damage. That looked like Choice Band Ments to me. No lefties, and 57% to Claydol is crazy. T-Tar is going to get not that much damage on a meta. The attack raise is not what you love to see. T-Tar can Earthquake once more and put it into range of Starmie, which should be able to easily outspeed and threaten the meta. But instead, it's going to be Claydol hoping to do so. Meta is going to protect Chip Heal as well. But I doubt Meta can live this. And it cannot. Amir desperately trying to push us to a game 3. And here's the Skarmory. Already all the way back up to 24 and now 30%. Yeah, Lucas, to me that was one of the turns of the game. Was DDing on the Skarm a moment ago. When the Skarm decided to roar when it was at like 6%. That's the mind game of, are they going to protect? Are they not? And look at the Skarmory now, all the way up to 30%. It's click and roar. It's going to get additional spikes. We're into an endgame here. This CB Ments is taking damage in the sand. Oh, but Wish Blissey perfectly situated to support the Ments. And I like the Ice Beam from Voyager, just trying to deny Ments the ability to come in on the Wish. But Amir, well positioned. You can just Seismic Toss the Starmie to your heart's content. With Wish and Soft Boiled, you could probably stay here for a while. No Toxic, though. And Voyager recognizing I might need to freaking get a goddamn freeze at some point if I want to make it back. Voyager throwing out a Surf that time for good measure. Maybe trying to hold on to Ice Beam power points. Maybe hoping to hit the Skarm coming in. There's going to be a fast mode situation. Oh, and there's a freeze. Starmie is still fairly healthy. There's only one spike. And yeah, you're going to natural cure that. Bring the Claydol in on an Ice Beam. This could be an explosion angle from Voyager. What will they click? It is explosion. And that time Skarmory is not quite going to be able to hang on. But once more, it's the Starmie facing this Blissey. I suspect Voyager thought the Ments would be coming in and wanted to deny the Ments the ability to click buttons. Because had they known the Blissey was coming in, I would think they'd want Blissey, or I'm sorry, Celebi to come in to click Leech Seed. But anyway, we're back. And once more, I suspect this is a fast moment in human history. Another freeze. Will you try to thaw it all? You will, and Amir takes the opportunity to get the Starmie in. And HP Flying just goes insane, like absolutely crazy. And it's completely over. Yeah. Okay, Amir ties it up. We go to a game 3. Winner moves on, loser goes home and is eliminated from play-ins of Gym Fight. Insane. Let me pull up the final game between these gamers. Who will stay alive and keep their Gymvitational 2 hopes alive? It's lead Gengar. And yeah, lead physical Gengar. I've seen this a few times. People have been doing this. Wickes, this is from today. This is game 3 played earlier today. Gymvitational 2 play-ins. Voyager took game 1. Amir brought it to game 2 and brought Registeel for a second time this set. Voyager will take some additional chip on Reggie and let the lead Dragon Dance T-Tar go, and it's Moltres. Blissey able to answer literally everything Moltres could ever even conceive of doing. Swampert coming in, maybe representing that this is a physical Swampert. Could it be sub-Focus Punch? Dodging a Hypnosis, that's huge. That's the karma you get for running Hypnosis Gengar, by the way. No shade to Amir. It's just the way it is. Milo comes in. Immediate wake up for Swampert. And we get 9% of chip on a Milo. Huge. Critical value. Fori pivoting in on a Toxic. Lovely. And this is like a little bit of a Virgin 5 kind of structure for Amir. What else what would this be? This could be... I don't know. What would you... Gamers, talk to me in the chat. What is last? What does Amir have last in the back? This is insanely stall. This could be Celebi. Maybe it's a Mon that's meant to make progress. Like physical Gengar, physical Hypnosis, Brick Break. What the hell is that going to be doing, right? So maybe there's some sort of win condition. Maybe it's a Spiker. Maybe this is Skarmory. I guess Virgin 5 has Skarmory, right? Wick is also suspecting could be a win con. Freaking Raikou. Maybe it's Weather Clear Snorlax. Wasim Sala suspecting Doug. I could see that as well. Reggie Big. Oh, there's an explosion, but Voyager bringing in Gengar, soaking up the explosion. Love to see it. Amazing. And no more spin blocker for Amir. And look at the maneuvering. Getting the Swampert in on T-Wave. Milo's coming in on spikes, taking Ice Beam chip damage. We get the crit. No freeze. But Sky Pillar Salmon says, we get the crit when it matters. You keep that in mind. So yeah, Doug. I could imagine Doug. I could see Doug get through opposing Blissey. And then make progress. But no spikes, though. That's the thing. Spikeless, sandless, trapperless for Amir. Very, very stall. This last Pokeball is going to tell us a lot. I think it's going to tell us a lot, gamers. Blissey makes a reappearance. And let's see what... Maybe Voyager suspects... Is this an Ice Beam? Do you just click it, like, suspecting a Doug comes in? No, they trade Toxics. Toxic, Surf, Recover... It's Refresh Milo. Let's be real. It's Refresh Milo. There it is. There's Refresh Milo. We all know it to be true. I only call it as I see it. Oh, the T-Bolt Para is kind of crazy. So we're taking a lot of toxic damage, but if you get a crit or if they get a full Para... No full Para. Okay, there's the refresh. Fori is here. What is Fori here to do? Maybe pretend that you're booming. Amir not worried. Staying in. Clicking recover. And it looks like we're going to be looping once more. Oh, okay. Amir clicking surf into the Blissey. Pressuring Fori. Fori is damn low. And maybe Voyager wishing that they clicked Explosion when they had the chance. I'm not going to lie. This Milo is kind of putting in work. Voyager must have been trying to pivot the Fori in on a suspected Toxic. But Amir one step ahead of the game. And the thing with Milo up against Blissey, if you surf and you're wrong, yeah, you get T-bolted. But as long as you don't get parried, you're fine. You're chilling. You can click recover here. Like, this Toxic is damn adding up. Look at Blissey. Down to 42%. Gengar comes in. Gengar hasn't clicked a damn move, by the way. But... You know, you would expect T-Bolt, and there it is. 37%. Voyager probably happy to trade down. Getting a Will-O-Wisp now. And this is putting Amir behind, because now if you T-Bolt and they refresh... Well, I guess it's not that bad. Oh, but it's Taunt Gengar. That's huge. No more refresh. Nor can you recover. And 2 Thunderbolts will destroy the Milo. Amir getting out of there. Thinking, I am not dealing with this. But it's still burned. It's going to have to come in on 3 spikes later. It's going to go down to less than 0.5% in the sand. And Taunt Gengar going absolutely insane. Heads up play by Amir clicking the Ice Beam. And now Gengar can't take another one. So what do? We're going to go to Swampert. Claydol comes in. And Gengar's damn low. You click Psychic here on the Gengar? Surely, right? No. Just clicking Rapid Spin. So what does Gengar do now? Oh, it's Destiny Bond! That's it! Voyager is able to hold on to all 3 spikes for the rest of this game. No more Rapid Spin. And everybody in the chat who said it was Doug in the back, you were insanely true and correct. Fori coming in. Nice Earthquake click. Because Voyager's not going to want to risk the entire Moltres in this spot a moment ago. Because Doug could click Rock Slide, right? So you think you're getting Fori in on a Rock Slide. Maybe Voyager was meaning to just sack it, see what's going on. You don't really need the 4. You've got your 3 spikes. But I like the Earthquake click from Amir. It hits everything else. And I think it would... I like making that play from Amir in that spot. You're in a situation as Amir where you have to make plays. And this is going to be a Registeel sack to get Blissey. No, it's Doug back in to threaten Rock Slide again. And we're in another 50-50, folks. If it's Rock Slide, Swampert comes in and easily deals with the Doug. Depending on the Swampert set, if it's Earthquake, Earthquake into Earthquake might eliminate the entire Swampert. This could be one of the biggest decisions that either player makes for the rest of their Givitational play-in life. And Amir not staying in, trying to find an opportunity to get Milo in to recover. They both get out of harm's way, and honestly, I see it. And Molt is coming in on a recover turn. Okay. How much does HP Grass do? And can you take a single Surf from Milo? HP Grass doing just about as much as Thunderbolt has been doing. And Amir content to just click recover and kind of scout out what's happening. Will you do so once more? Will you risk a crit? Well, you've refreshed, but I'm worried. I'm worried that there's a HP Grass roll that kills, and it doesn't. It does 37% yet again. And Amir is slowly but surely digging themselves out of this hole, pulling Milo back to full health. And Voyager's just going to click Roar. Do you have Overheat here? Do you have anything that can deal 19% to Blissey? Flamethrower just gets there. Flamethrower does it. Blissey's gone. Doug is here. Doug is at 27%. It can only come in one more time. Swampert comes in. It is Earthquake, only 38%. Doug cannot trap this Swampert. But you're going to take the damage. You're going to go down to Ice Beam. Milo's at full health. It's going to have to do everything. It's going to have to do absolutely everything. Does Voyager have double Wisp? It was... I don't know. We don't know what the last from the Moltres is. This is insane. How is Voyager going to try to pull this home? We have no explosions left. It's refreshed, so Toxic... I mean, there's 29 refreshes left. Toxic is not going to get you there. You're going to need a crit. There's a para. That is a para. Can you get a roll that does 39%, Voyager? Can you do it? Full para wins the game, and there it is! Voyager defeats Amir 2-1, moving on in the Givitational 2 play-ins. Good stuff to my new Skypillar Salamence' teammate. What a damn match. Holy moly. Honestly, if Amir could have avoided getting parried and getting full parried, could the Milo just simply have went the distance? It would take a better player than me to do those calculations. There's a lot of power points involved. Obviously, Roar doesn't matter. Eventually, Surf can get the Moltres. We don't know what the Swampert had, but it's at 22 damn %. Wick is... This is single limb. Amir is done. Amir is gone and out of here. Voyager stays alive. There's 2 slots available and 16 players. So Voyager will move on to 8 players remaining. You win that, you move on to 4 players remaining. And then there's 2. So I think you need to win 3 rounds to make it. Voyager is a third of the way there. And again, apologies to Voyager. This was the game they submitted. But I saw that they played a Gymvite playing game. I thought it'd be a bit more current, a bit more exciting. And as the Skypillar Salamence's token locker room guy, token vibe guy, I made an executive decision. Next up, we got Big Fat Mantis, another player I'd never heard of before. This match is from ADVPL 3 semifinals. Between them and Hey Sup. I've heard very good things about Hey Sup recently. I had not heard of them before ADVPL, but they went for a pretty penny. I don't remember the team that drafted them, but whoever drafted them spent a lot of points on them for one of the lower tiers, like a UU, RU, PU, one of those tiers. New Black Mirror season. Witkiz, that sounds hype as hell. Have a great time. Big Fat Mantis mains ADV UU, SS, UU, Sword and Shield, UU, and GSC Gen 2 Ubers. They told me that they played Gen 3 Net Battle way back in the day, when it was like current gen. And they are currently ranked 4th in the ADVPL UU power rankings. It's lead Solrock from Hey Sup in UU. Remember, this is not OU, so this is a little less insane. Hitmontop. Can I share something with you guys? Don't tell anybody. I've been thinking about making a Hitmontop OU team. Tell me why not? Why not Hitmontop? It's got Intimidate, Rapid Spin, Fighting coverage. It's got Triple Kick to break through subs. I'm telling you, man, I think this is a Pokemon. People tell you that Hitmontop isn't a Pokemon. Oh, it doesn't have any stats. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to their lies. Hitmontop is very much a Pokemon. I'm getting pinged. People are pinging me. I have no idea what I'm seeing right now. Omastar is clicking Rain Dance. I imagine we have Swift Swim Quillfish. Kangaskhan without the ability and the Mega that makes it like the most insane Pokemon of all time. Surely Quillfish just clicking Explosion here. There's the self-destruct. Hitmontop is out of here. It's gone forever. Additional explosion from Big Fat Mantis. This just in the chat, Lucky Lucas. The 2 times I saw Hitmontop on ladder, it gave me free turns of setup to win. Very weak against Calm Minders and Salamence. I'm not trying to argue that it's an OU Pokemon whatsoever. I think there's structures where it could give you some sort of roll compression. I think if you work really hard and you squint a lot, you can find a world where Hitmontop can occasionally achieve value. This is me theory crafting, by the way. Big ass Focus Punch, god damn. Is this Sleep Talk? No, it's not. Oh, the Missy in the back to handle the Focus Punch. Very nice. Also a bit of a spin blocker. Nidoking holding on for dear life at 3%. I have no idea what kind of coverage this would have. Does it get Shadow Ball? What would it be clicking to hit the Missy there? Mega Horn, right? Does it get Mega Horn? Hold on. Hold on. Smogon, Nidoking, RSOU. It does! Oh, wait. But Mega Horn is super effective against ghost types, right? Right? No? Am I tripping? Bug. Weak against. Strong against. Oh, no. It's literally weak against ghost. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Lamau. Anyway, we're back. We're insanely back. We've never been more back. Body Slam, Rest, Kangaskhan going to go down. I doubt the crit mattered. Mega Horn is resisted by Ghost. I suppose the Shadow Ball might have been the play. It does learn Shadow Ball. Okay, we learned something today. Arcanine revealed my arch nemesis. Arcanine, it eliminated me from the Emerald Open. I played incredibly poorly around it. I allowed it to like 4-0 my remaining Pokemon as it was last Mon. Looks like Missy is defensively invested because that Shadow Ball did fuck all. We find ourselves in a bit of an endgame. That's why Spiritomb and Sableye have no weaknesses. That makes sense. Big Fat Mantis with a Rest Kangaskhan of their own. Taking a page out of Haysup's notebook, it seems. By the way, this is kind of wild. Minus attack, minus special defense Kangaskhan. You ever just look up and wonder, how did we get here? Because there's no Tim's left. Oh, it must have been the Arcanine. Arcanine in his Psychic special defense drop? I think that's what happened, folks. We're back. We are back. Missy, again, taking the goddamn Shadow Balls like a freaking champ. It pisses me off to no end that Shadow Ball shouldn't be physical, yet it is. Yet the added effect is it drops special defense. It's just like such a freaking slap in the face to the players. I want to have a word with Game Freak. I just want to have a word. Omastar with lefties. No Lum getting stun spored. And aromatherapy to support the rest users. Look at this Roselia, man. Synthesis healing not all that much, by the way, because we're raining. We're in the rain. Ice Beam just did 59%. Haysup going to take one last spike for the road. And Mantis in a decent spot. Can you ever break through the Missy? I guess that's the biggest question. We're going to get Rain Dance up just to make our Surf stronger. I would say, oh, it's Hydro Pump, but we missed. Psychic did 32%. We're going to live this without a crit. Even with the special defense drop, we lived it, but we got full parried. There's one turn of rain left. Is there another rain user in the back? It does not appear so. Haysup bringing in the Solrock. Okay. Wait a minute. Why? Maybe hoping for a full para or something? I don't know. Maybe the Missy doesn't have coverage to kill the... Does Psychic not kill from 32%? I don't know, man. We're watching Gen 3 UU, and it very much doesn't. Oh, no. Missy cannot break through Kangaskhan. And we're saving Psychic PP because Haste-Up has 4 Psychic PP remaining. Shadow Ball looking like a 3-hit KO. Oh, but the crit ends it. Big Fat Mantis with a dub over one of the greater players in these lower tier formats, as I've been told, in Haste-Up. Big Fat Mantis, it's a pleasure. It's an honor to be on your team. Figull 400. Figull. I have no idea how to say your name. But what I can say is that this is a match from the Jimothy Cool Winter Open. And they shared with me. They were once nicknamed Mushy's Stall King for loading a lot of Registeel Virgin 5 teams. Well, this is Gen 3 OU. Let's see if this is a V5 team. Skarm, so far so good. There's the Blissey. Yup. Lead Zapdos just subbing, imagining that the Skarm is going to have to leave. That makes sense. Baton passing somewhere to a Charizard. Going to be tough to phase this one. Milo coming in an excellent answer to basically every Charizard set. The only Charizards that can deal with Milo really are the Belly Drum ones. But even then, you usually need some chip on the Milo. Like plus 6 HP flying does not one-shot most Milo. Blarg, I like their structure so far. I like the Zap, the Zard, and the Meta. You take the Zap out, put a Jolt in, and we're looking a little Zet's hyper offensy. And yeah, this is Virgin 5 from Figull. There's a Registeel and a Dug in the back 9 times out of 10. Or something of the sort. Blarg trying to punch through the Claydol. And they've done so. There goes the Claydol. No more spinner. And here is the Dug to trap and eliminate Meta, excuse me. Hera is here. It can absolutely take an Earthquake. And Figull is going to have to go to Skarm. So what coverage does the Hera have? It's just Brick Break. And that eliminates Skarm. You've got 1 spike and 1 spike only. But we're going to trade for the Hera. And now Zap or... Oh, it's going to be T-Tar coming in while Dug is locked into Aerial Ace. Could be going Milo here. But no, it's going to be own T-Tar coming in on DD. You're severely behind on Dragon Dances. Focus punching on a second Dragon Dance. No way. The balls of steel, man. That was the whole game. That's the entire game. If they decide to click a button to take damage, you lose. It's over. But you've completely annihilated their Dragon Dance Tyranitar. That's like the chattest thing I've seen. Blarg's thinking, surely you are going to switch elsewhere. Or you are going to Dragon Dance yourself. Or you're just going to click Earthquake or something. I can stomach that. I can take 1 Earthquake, get a second Dragon Dance, and try to win from that position. That's crazy. Triff Smash. Triphasia, one of the greatest Peach players of all time in my chat. This is insane. I just had SSBM Nikki, of all people, in the comment section of a YouTube video I posted recently. All the goated European Smash players are jumping into the Zets content lately. I'm honored. It's an absolute honor. So where do we go from here? We eliminate the Swampert. And T-Tar, if this is mixed, if you have Rock Slide, you have Focus Punch. I imagine you have Rock coverage. Oh, went for Thunder. Don't hit it. Well, you're going to have another shot here. Hidden Power only did 37% in HP Grass. And Figull just saying, you know what? Let's just take the crunch. Let's just take some guaranteed damage. There's a world where you live this, but no. The T-Tar will go down. And I would expect Dug here. I thought maybe just go for the Rock Slide. Just try to hit your Rock Slides. But then again, Blissey incredibly well positioned. And yeah, if Zard doesn't have a sub already, it probably has sub Focus Punch, but it can't 1v1 the Blissey unless it has the initiative, unless it has the substitute already. Triff, yeah, I'm telling you, there's a decent amount of Smash and ADV crossover. All of us old heads that grew up playing Gen 3 and shit, we're all coming back to it. Figull 400 with an easy dub. Crazy. Congratulations on your victory. Another player on our team, by the way, who I have heard of, Carlet. They made it all the way to round 8 of ADV Revival 2 in the Swiss round. Round 8 of 10, by the way. They ended up with a record of 5-3, nothing to scoff at. A lot of strong players. I was not supplied with a replay of theirs, so instead we're moving on to Zack Peasy. A fellow Revival Tournaments commentator, and honestly one of my favorite ADV commentators. I love their mic presence. Just love the way they carry themselves on the mic. They bring a great vibe. But a strong player in their own right. They made it all the way around 10 of ADV Revival Swiss with a record of 7-3, one set away from making it to the play-ins or maybe even the entire top 32 bracket. Out of 700 competitors, making it to basically top 64. That's dope as all hell. Let's dive in. And it's lead Polytoad because of course it is. William in the building. And lead Hydro Pump William just eliminating Tarantar for all of eternity. And now we're thieving a Celebi's leftovers for additional value. Sword Dance, this represents Sword Dance Baton Pass. There could be some physical Pokemon in the background, but we're hypnosising the Celebi. You can't Baton Pass if you're asleep. William achieving more value than any Polytoad in history. What even is happening? Celebi wakes up with Natural Cure, has to get out of the way. Meta is here. And Meta is going to have to try to deal with this in some way, right? Oh, well, it's Lum. The Hypno's not going to work. And it tried to blow up, but it's damp. It's damp William. And we've eliminated the Lumberry, and we've forced the Metagross to go to sleep. The only thing that damp even does... The only thing it does, folks, is it means that opponents can't click Explosion. It just doesn't work. The Mag is gone. The Metagross is asleep. The Celebi has no item, and that's a forfeit. That is a Polytoad 6-0. What the hell did I just watch? One of the most goated games of ADVOU in history. Zack Peasy, the legend. Well, that's going to be a short. That's absolutely going to be on the shorts feed. Look out for that one, folks. Zack Peasy, a man after my own damn heart. Oh, give me 1 second, folks. Give me one moment. This next match, Agensis. This is another player on my team, on the Skypillar Salamitzes. They're a fan of Stall, and they're the second highest player in the ADVPL Uber's power rankings right now. That's kind of cool. I'm intrigued by the idea of Ubers. Let's see what it's all about. Leading with Dusclops, kind of crazy. Blissey dodging a Thunder. There's going to be some weather wars happening. I imagine we're going to see Kyogre or Groudon. Groudon, as one of our favorite commentators and content creators would say. And there it is. The Groudon has arrived. Shiny Lugia trying to deal with it. Groudon with a sub. And Reflect. What? Is that Hidden Power bug? Because you get Rock Slide, right? It gets Rock Slide Earthquake, surely. Whirlwind to deal with sub Groudon. Great set. Defensive Lugia. Reflect Whirlwind. We're learning all about this format. I've seen oh my god, Aeroblast. What a cool animation, by the way. There's a lot happening right now. Marco Caruso, hello. Welcome to the stream. You've missed a lot. I'll get you caught up as soon as this match ends. We're viewing my new teammate Agensis playing Gen 3 Ubers. They have wisped their opponent. This Latios is wisped forever. Thunder doing a ton of damage. I think that Soul Dew is a legal item in Ubers. So this Latios basically starts with a free Calm Mind stack, which is literally insane. It also, of course, has Recover, so it's able to try to circumvent the burn damage. And it's Refresh. Recover, Refresh, Thunder, Ice Beam? Is it just Bolt Beam coverage with Refresh, Recover for longevity? I am intrigued by Gen 3 Ubers. I could see myself getting into the format at some point. I could see it. And we could be here a moment, folks. We could be here for a second. Well, here's Shadow Ball dealing some damage. And there it is. There is, in fact, the Ice Beam. And, I mean, this Latios is damn low. And look at this. The opponent is going to give up their entire Latios just to chip Dusclops down to 32%. Am I seeing this right? Is that insane to anybody else? Like, is Dusclops like that big of a pest in Ubers that you're giving up your entire Latios just to get it down to like a third of its health? I must say that just strikes me as insane. And again, maybe it's not an insane play. Maybe this format is just wild. Maybe Dusclops is just goated. Agensis did lead with it, after all. And we've got a Groudon mirror match. It appears we are unlikely to see a Kyogre, so it's a Sun mirror match, and Latios is here. And double phasing. Remember, Agensis' Lugia also has Whirlwind, so multiple Pokemon on Agensis' side to try to deal with Pokemon boosting up or getting a sub. Latios only revealing Roar and Recover. And yeah, this does seem pretty stally. I mean, the Lugia set, very, very defensive. Fori trying to get some spikes. Blissey here. Seismic Toss Toxic. Could this be Wish Blissey to support its teammates? There's a second spike. Is Agensis going to let the Fori go? Oh my gosh. Meteor Mash miss sucks. That's a third spike for the rest of the game. The opponent running no spin at all. And everything is grounded on their side but the Lugia. Lucky Lucas remarking, it's kind of crazy to run Thunder Latios on a Groudon team. I would tend to agree. Maybe they're banking on the opponent bringing Kyogre so they bring the rain and you have the rain when you want it. You bring in the Latios and Thunder when it makes sense, and then... But yeah, if they don't bring Kyogre and you have no Weather Clear... Anyway, things are happening, by the way. Agensis is kind of now on the back foot. Does Lugia get any kind of... We're going to reflect, and it barely lives. Deoxys attack, is it faster than Lugia? I don't know. Blissey comes in on Shadow Ball. And it's no lefties. I wonder what item this is holding. I'm astounded that Blissey can take a superpower that well from Deoxys attack. Doesn't Deoxys attack have like infinity attack? Agensis trying to stabilize here. We've Toxic'd the enemy Lugia. All we've seen from them is Aeroblast, and damn, have they clicked it a bunch of times. That just did 63% damage because the Reflect is gone. But, oh, it's struggled because it's Choice Band Lugia. That's why it's doing so much damn damage. And Choice Band struggle only doing 20%. Agensis will eventually win this 1v1. Toxic takes down the Lugia. Surely Groudon can... No, Groudon isn't even going to come in. It's Deoxys. Agensis is going to bring in Lugia, which actually doesn't even go down to the superpower. Doubly resisting fighting. Oh my gosh. The stall was just barely strong enough. I think they have successfully weathered this storm. Yeah, a moment ago, that second superpower before the Shadow Ball was assuming the Blissey would come back in. Earthquake, not even a crit would have gotten you there. And despite all the booms and everything, Agensis barely hanging on just long enough to win. That was exciting. I'm not going to lie. That was damn exciting. And we're getting there, folks. I think we have a handful of replays remaining. This one, we've got Neomon. I don't have any notes on this player at all. Let's dive in. And this is... What format? What format is this? Gen 8 1v1. Wait. Okay, 1v1 meaning you bring 3, they bring 3, you pick 1, they pick 1. And this is it. So, I don't even... I couldn't even... Pheromosa? Is that even a Pokemon? Haxorus. I've heard of Haxorus. Humorously named. So they pick their Pokemon, and it's Marowak versus Azumarill with presumably huge power. And a lot of commentary in the chat. People are kind of thinking this is kind of insane. Play rough, not doing very much damage. Maybe scouting the counter. Maybe scouting counter. Flame charge, you get a little bit of speed. You did a little bit of damage. Oh, but it's endure. Poltergeist, what does that even do? The opposing illness is about to be attacked by its Kustat berry. It endured the hit. It lost all this health. What? Okay. I'm not gonna lie. This is going way over my head. Does anybody know anything about Gen? What was this? Gen 8 1v1? Let's do this turn by turn. Neomon just sends counter for not that much damage because it was play rough resisted. Sure. No problem. Liquidation barely doesn't kill. And presumably counter would have just won. But instead, Neomon goes for Flame Charge, which gives him +1 speed and allows him to outspeed. Now, this is the turn where I have no idea what the hell is happening. And now everybody in the comment section... Marowak Alola. It doesn't have that much attack. Its speed stat is damn low. But at +1, it is able to presumably outspeed. The Endure happens. I guess my question is, what the hell does Poltergeist do? Because it says it's about to be attacked by its own Kustat berry. That would make me think that when it consumes it, it takes damage or something, which would have been like a really sick play, but nothing really happens. LRXC was in the chat for this game. That's sick. Another goated ADV and just like general, like old Gen 3OU content creator. Neomon, I'm sorry I can't do your replay more justice. Poltergeist isn't a real move in my mind palace. We must move on. This is Elder Guardian, also known as X-Guardian versus Lily. Gen 3 PU. It's lead Trapinch to trap Furret in particular, but not really, because we're actually pivoting to Mawile immediately. Okay, we have some activity in the chat. Questioning, saying I'm here. I am here. Poltergeist is 110 base power, 90 accuracy, and it fails if they don't have an item. Interesting. Okay, so it doesn't actually really interact with the item. Okay. So the Endure was like the really like crazy play. I don't know anything about 1v1. I know LRXC has really like popularized the 1v1 format. It's very cool and like sick. Marowak definitely has Thick Club. Definitely. I would imagine. Who in this chat can tell me a single fun fact about Gen 3 PU? I would wager very few of you. We're back to the same lead matchup, and again, Elder Guardian going straight to Mawile to resist return from Furret. By the way, Mawile, rock resist with Intimidate. Is Mawile a Pokemon? By the way, X-Guardian match is for PU blind draft next week 5. Golets versus Scowlers. Angelo in the chat dropping the freaking knowledge. I appreciate the knowledge drop. Why is there no more UU BL ladder? Is it over? I'm still in a UU BL like tournament that I wish I didn't even sign up for because I don't have time for this shit. I'm trying to do way too much right now. I'm overloading myself. I'm in freaking Mushy League. I'm like in ADVPL as a locker room vibes guy. I'm trying to like do this channel. My buddy is telling me to go lift with him. My buddy's like, come work out with me. I'm really like telling him to come work out with me because I'm the one with the membership. But Nick, if you're watching this, we're going to work out again soon, buddy. Sure. Surely we're going to work out again soon. But yeah, did they take away the UUBL ladder already? Because it was only there for like, what, like 2 or 3 weeks. I don't really know like how long the Ruins of Alf formats stick around. I couldn't really tell you. It's Heel Bell Lickitung because of course it is. An Elder Guardian running many Pokemon with Japanese names. Presumably Japanese, maybe Chinese, some sort of East Asian situation going on here. That's not Japanese. I studied Japanese. Well, I think this is that's a Japanese symbol. I think for Ka. I could be totally wrong. I was on Duolingo for like a year and a half ago, learning some Japanese. I fell down the Tim Rogers rabbit hole and really enjoyed the Tim Rogers Tokimeki Memorial video and decided I wanted to learn Japanese so I could play Tokimeki Memorial Forever With You for the PlayStation 1 home entertainment console. And that never came to fruition. Shiny Ledian is finally here. I was waiting for Shiny Ledian to arrive. My strongest soldier has arrived. Angelo letting us know it's in fact Chinese. A lot of people are like, Zets, shut the fuck up. You have no idea what you're talking about and you're embarrassing yourself. I learned Chinese for 3 days and it means cobra. You know what? That checks out. Shiny Ledian, somebody told me, we're going to be here a while, right? Some progress is being made. We're BPing to the Arbuck. We're getting into Tim. Guys, Shiny Ledian is always in my chat saying, Zets, when are you going to get on Jimothy Cool's podcast? You should get on the Jimothy Cool podcast. Why are you not on the Jimothy Cool podcast? Get on the Jimothy Cool podcast. It'd be so sick for you to be on the Jimothy Cool podcast. And I'm like, dude, that'd be sick. I love Jim. Big fan of Jim. Jim and I have worked together before. He's a cool guy. He's such a cool guy, right? But I'm like, dude, it's his podcast, right? Like, he's going to have people on his podcast that he thinks his audience want to hear from. So if he ever reaches out and he's like, hey, I think people would like to hear from Zets, you know, this YouTuber with like 992 subscribers, then I'd go on the goddamn podcast. But I'm not going to like message the dude and be like, hey, man, will you have me on your podcast? Like, that's just not my vibe. That's not like how I am. But a little birdie told me that Shiny Ledian went into Jim's chat and was saying shit like, hey, Jim, Justin, or not Justin, that's my first name. Zets says he wants to be on your podcast. You should have Zets on your podcast. Hey, Jim, Zets says he wants to be on the Jimothy Cool podcast, on the fridge with Jimothy Cool. And like spamming this shit. And I checked the goddamn logs. And the first message I got from my buddy was like, dude, Shiny Ledian is your strongest soldier, brother. And I appreciate you fighting the good fight, but this isn't the fight we want to fight. Don't harass people. By the way, good stuff to Elder Guardian. I'm sure there was some sick gameplay that I didn't pay attention to. I apologize. We're like 2 hours into the stream. But don't, and this is for everybody. Anybody that watches my stream, fan of the content, whatever. Don't go into other people's streams and ask them to collab with me. It's cringe. And now like freaking Jim is probably thinking like, oh wow, like Zets like really wants to be on my podcast. Okay. Like that's just like not the vibe. That's not the vibe I'm going for right now. Shiny Lady, thoughts on Luca's 45-point game yesterday? Nico Harrison is a scapegoat, and the Adelsons are the worst owners in like NBA history, arguably. They're up there. They're in the conversation because they forced through like a top 1 worst trade in sports history. And Luka being able to perform at that level last night, given all the factors, all the circumstances, if you know ball, you know ball. You know what I'm talking about. Luka to drop 45 in that building after everything that's happened, by the end of his career, he's going to be a top 15 player of all time. And he has the potential to be higher than even that. And so I was not at all surprised that he dropped 45. I think you should have bet on him dropping more than 40. He was going to drop a 40 ball. I'm surprised he didn't drop 50. Lakers in 5. Lakers are going to be interesting. Lakers are going to be very interesting in the playoffs. My Cleveland Cavaliers locked up the 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. They're going to be looking damn interesting. And we're rounding third base here, folks. We only have a handful of replays left. I think 4. Let's talk about this gamer, M. Sosa Gamer. Like Sosa. Why can't I think of... It's Manny Ramirez. Sammy Sosa. I couldn't think of Sammy Sosa. Another one of the goats. I'm wondering, because they told me that this is not Sousa, it's Sosa. So it's like, are you Sammy Sosa's son? You can be honest with me, M. Sosa Gamer. You can be honest and tell me. Letting, you're so chill, bro. Dude, it's hella chill. No worries, brother. It's all good. Anyway, who can tell me something about Gen 9 draft? I think this is draft. There's some Pokemon here. Terapagos, that's the one that can do the interstellar type, right? It can terrestrialize into like the stellar type, which is like particular to only this Pokemon. Lucky Lucas asking, worse than the 2000s Clippers. I can't really comment on what the ownership of the Clippers in the 2000s did. They had Chris Paul and frickin' Blake Griffin towards the end of that decade, right? I know they've been the little brother in LA. I couldn't really comment. M. Sosa, are you getting 6-0'd? What is happening, by the way? How did this thing get like in this out of control? Wow. M. Sosa, you let me down. I'm happy that some people submitted meme replays. Getting 6-0'd is very funny. Any activity in the chat? There's a GG, a GG. This was so dumb. If I knew a single thing about Gen 9 draft, I would probably agree. That it was likely very dumb. What else do we have here? Oh, that was it. That was actually it, because these last 3 replays I have are the Gymvitational playing games that we checked out between Voyager and Amir. Lucky Lucas, Iron Valiant, and Garchomp. Where's Iron Valiant? This guy. Is like having Luka and LeBron in the same draft. Yeah, apparently this guy had a great draft. And M. Sosa, maybe you should have stuck with baseball, my friend. Of course I kid. I have some notes on M. Sosa. I didn't even read this. I didn't even share this. Let me share this with the fans. M. Sosa started playing ADV around the time that the first Invitational started happening. And they said that they lost to Sapientia after all the Swiss rounds. So apparently they made it damn far. Kept playing for a while, started playing ADV RU since Portugal needed somebody for RUWC. RU World Cup, maybe? There, they learned the tier, and with some luck versus Haysup, as always. Keep in mind, Haysup was a goated lower tier player that we saw earlier against... Surely we're going to find it here. Was it more recent? Come on. Where are you, Haysup? Haysup? Did I close the... Am I imagining this? I commentated a match between somebody and Haysup, didn't I? Where is it? There it is. Big Fat Mantis. The same Haysup. Okay, the same Haysup. Apparently M. Sosa had a good win against Haysup at some point and 3-0'd their pool in RU World Cup. They kept playing for a while, and the last thing that they told me is that the only thing that's notable about them is that they lose about 80% of their individual tours to activity losses. So when they're on a team, they play, and when they're on their own, they don't really even enter. They enter, but then they don't show up. That's very Isaiah. Any Smash knowers, any Smash 64, Smash Melee ball knowers know what I'm talking about. Questioning in the chat saying Los Angeles Clippers, half a flipper, Jack the Ripper. Lakers in 5. Dude, Western Conference playoffs are going to be so crazy. I wish I could stream myself watching and commentating basketball. I'm pretty sure Kenny does that shit. I'm going to try. Maybe I'll look into that. Maybe I'll look into seeing if I can do that shit. But can I be real with you guys? That's it, man. I was drafted by the Sky Pillar Salamances after one of their members was banned. That member, same member, unbanned mere days later, and the decision was made to allow us both to remain on the team. I will be on the Sky Pillar Salamances, cheering likely from the sidelines. And if at any point they need to put me in, I was a third string backup quarterback back in 7th grade. So I'm ready. I've been prepared for the big moment ever since then. I haven't had that big moment, but this could be my moment. So stay tuned. I'm going to be covering a lot of what we do on this team, on this channel over the next several weeks. We are going to be winning. I want to let you guys know, spoilers, sadly, we are going to win the whole thing. It will be the first time. It's going to be the first time that... Give me 1 second. LOL. The Aqua Cord Anglerfish with my buddy H-Clat and C. Of all 4 of the ADVPLs that preceded, they won all 4 of them. But there's got going to be a 5-peat. All right, Aqua Cord Anglerfish, we're coming for you. I'm going to be cheering so goddamn hard. I'm going to be posting stuff on the channel. I'm going to be going live to cover our tournament matches as they happen live. Make sure you sub if you haven't already. We're almost at 1,000 subs, gamers. Can you guys believe it? But I'm going to finish drinking some beer. It's a goddamn school night. Shiny Lady, and you're going to want to catch up on the stream. You missed a lot. I just recapped a lot of it. But ADVPL. There's like 3 big leagues as far as ADV goes. SPL, which isn't ADV centric. ADV is one of the many formats that are played in Smogon Premier League. Effectively like the biggest team tournament in all of Smogon. Spanning every single generation. That's like where the big dogs really like put it all on the line, right? There's SPL. There's Mushy League, which is at the bottom. Everybody who enters gets to play. It's not exclusive. Everybody plays. And then there's ADVPL. ADV Premier League. It's in the middle. You do have to be drafted, so not everybody gets to play. But it's only ADV formats. It's like Ubers, OU Best of 3, RU, PU, Little Cup, UU. It's all those formats. And I signed up, wasn't drafted, but then there was an opportunity for me to be drafted later on because there was a ban that happened. I was picked up by the Sky Pillar Salamances. I'm going to call it for tonight, but we're going to be doing more things very, very soon with the Sky Pillar Salamances as our team attempts to win it all. But thanks all for tuning into the stream. Thanks to Coltior and the other manager on my team, whose name I should know, and is Jester. I thank both of them for giving me this opportunity. If I'm ever put into the ring, I'm going to go all out. I'm going to leave it all on the field. All in the arena. And if not, I am happy to cheer from the goddamn sidelines. And I will wear my championship ring with pride. But that's all I've got for you gamers. Until next time.